Good morning, everyone. Aloha. I'm still in California enjoying my Thanksgiving vacation up here with the kids. And got another email. Is Brewster okay? My dog, yes. Auntie and uncle are staying at the house in Kona, so everything is fine. Everything's taken care of. But anyway, let's jump right into this. Hi, Matt. I just got a chance to listen to the blog. It was fantastic to hear your voice. I tend to be auditory, so this was perfect. I appreciate having the opportunity to feel the mana of your message in your voice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Your answer was very helpful. I realized that I was letting one area drive too much of my priorities. I am being deliberate now about blocking time to focus and not let my mind wander while I'm spending time and energy dedicated to a specific goal. It is an interesting practice of focal discipline and awareness. No, that's really good. There's a little bit more to the email, but I want to address this. You read these books and you hear people talk about being in the moment, and yet most of us in the moment think about something else. Right now I'm doing the blog, I'm focusing on doing the blog, not what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to do later. I'm focusing on this. I'm here with you guys as I do this. And that's why if you feel the energy, that's it. There's energy here because that's where my energy and focus is. So very good doing that. It will really help with other areas of your life. Continuing with the email, another realization related to the integration of the new relationship into my world. I agree we cannot compartmentalize our lives, and I agree with that too, absolutely. I tend to seek wholeness, but this relationship was sticking out separate from the rest of my world. I kept trying to weave it in, but it just caused conflict. I see now that a relationship that does not fit into my life's wholeness cannot ultimately work without creating compartmentalized goals, which will ultimately lessen my joy rather than expanding it. Great point. Oh, by the way, the email ends with thank you for the audio blog. I shall be a dedicated listener, of course. Thank you so much for listening and sending the questions. You're right. I mean, there's not really much except for me to comment here that it is very difficult to compartmentalize things. When you hear someone say, what I do at work doesn't affect my personal life, that just doesn't make sense to me. I might get emails that say, no, I'm able to do it. That's great. For most of us, if you have the most awful time in one area of your life, something goes wrong there. Go into a different area of your life and it's going to bleed over. It's going to affect the other area. And that's, I think, across the board. Have a bad day at work, it's going to affect your home life. Have a workout where you hurt yourself or strain your body in a certain way, you're going to have limited movement when you're doing your work or relationship. So that's just it. Can't compartmentalize. So it's much better to find a way to integrate. When you integrate it, everything's working together. So great job. Thank you again for the email. Let's see. Next question. I understand the concept that you are instructing in this video, and I think this reference was to the video of cause and effect. This is the previous audio blog that I did on cause and effect. My question is, when someone blames me for something, is that something I created at some time or another? Now, this is a common question that I get when people are first introduced to the concept of cause and effect or perception as projection. That when someone else is blaming you, or when someone else is pointing the finger at you, did you create that? The word creation causes some problems with fully adopting cause and effect because you didn't create that person's feelings. We don't have that much control over other people. You cannot create or make someone feel a certain way. I really should do a whole blog on happiness. I haven't gotten any questions on happiness yet, but it is a question that has come up routinely. And the whole reason for doing a blog on happiness is I point out in there you can't make someone else happy. You can't make someone else angry. They can make themselves angry. So what is it that you created? You didn't create the person blaming you. You didn't create the person feeling a certain way towards you. However, you are experiencing a situation. You are experiencing something. And if it's not comfortable to you, then you do have some work to do. So if someone's sitting there blaming me, oh, Matt, this is your fault. And that, by the way, that happens. And the more this blog gets out there and the more people that hear it, I'm sure that at some point in the future, I'm going to get some emails where people are not happy with it. I have people that have taken shots at me in my life that have written their own blogs and said, I don't think this NLP stuff is any good, or, Huna's no good. And you can find things out there. Kona University this, Matthew James that, heck, Tony Robbins this, Richard Bandler that. I mean, you're going to get people that that's what they live for. In their life, they live to blame others. In their life, they live to point that finger. And you know what? At the end of the day, there's nothing I can do about that. If someone's entire life is satisfied by taking shots at another person, what are you going to do? Nothing. You're going to have to live your life. You're going to have to be punno with yourself. And if what you did that's causing someone else to blame you for something, if what you did was from your heart and you were punno and you were right with what you did, then it's okay. Then you just got to realize that some people have to go through that. Now, if as they're blaming you, you have stuff coming up, then you have something that you got to deal with. You have something that you have to work on. So when you look at someone else blaming you, you just kind of got to stop for a moment, take a step back and ask yourself, great, I'm experiencing this. What do I need to learn from this event? If it's some sort of release, you got to do the release. If there's some sort of action, maybe standing up for yourself, taking some boundaries, because there have been people that have written things about me, about people I know, where I've taken action. There was someone that wrote something about Uncle George Naope, and I took exception to it. And I got very vocal about it because it was not appropriate what they said. And then there have been times where people have written stuff and I've sat there and gone, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do except live your life and be punno with who you are. And if you're punno, then let the person blame you. Oh well, move on. You got better things to do. You don't need to sit there and think about them all day. What you do need to do is just sit there and focus on you. In hula, my hula teacher, Kumu Etua, he says, when you're dancing hula, yeah, there's a person to your right, there's a person to your left. Both of them can mess up, yeah? And sometimes people in hula, they turn to the person to the right or left and make a correction. No, no. Don't worry about the person to your right. Don't worry about the person to your left. Focus on the one in the middle. And that's a lesson for life. So you have created a situation when someone's blaming you. But all you have to do to think about this is, what do you need to work on for yourself? Oh, Skylar sneezed. Skylar likes to listen to my blogs, so anyway, she's here in the room with me. But that's all I have to say. I hope that answers the question, and I hope that brings some clarity to the concept of someone else blaming you. So again, in life, it's really just about focusing on yourself. What can you do, and what lessons do you learn from this? If, by the way, this person does bother you, then maybe there's something you need to do internally or standing up for yourself externally in a positive way, though, in a positive way. Okay, thank you all very much. Again, thank you so much for the support and the questions. Keep them coming. I'm really enjoying it. I got a nice set of questions to get me through the rest of the week, possibly even into next week, depending on how many I get through. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care. Malama Ponno, we stand in righteousness. Aloha keakua, love is our shield. Love is the thing that we put up as a boundary. And aloha ahui ho. Class dismissed. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.